yeah, you helped with people who went for the ICN conference in Canada, right? How did that
Oh,
go?
wow. It went very well. We had more than 21 delegates who registered with us, and the visa was like 98% successful. And that was unbelievable because people didn't believe Canada could dish out visas like that. But I don't know how, but we're able to pull that through.
Hmm? So that's 98%. So that's actually a positive number, to be honest. And we
Yeah,
hear
especially
different
from
stories
Canada.
about, yeah, we had different stories about how people try to apply themselves and they get rejection. But
Yeah.
having 21 delegates and 98%
Mhm.
is really positive to
Yeah.
to hear. So the conference itself was enjoyable, I guess.
It was. It was a mind-blowing conference. Yeah, no regrets at all. No regrets.
So that's nice. And now we have the next one holding in Helsinki.
Yeah,
So
that's correct. Next year.
okay. So can you tell us what the ICN conference is all about? Because I'm pretty sure most people here are always hearing ICN conference, Canada, Singapore, and many other countries where it holds. What's it all about visiting, going for the ICN conference, and why do you think people would want to go? Could you briefly tell us about it?
Okay, so the ICN conference is, I'll say, is a global gathering of nurses, which is usually held every 2 years in different countries. Nurses come together to share knowledge, to discuss health problems, challenges, and advance nursing practices worldwide. So this conference kind of brings nursing professionals together, leaders, researchers, and just to foster collaboration and innovation in healthcare. Okay, so it also improves on patient outcomes and supports the nursing profession. So like I said, it's usually held in different countries every 2 years. So last year we were in Canada. Previously it was in Singapore. So this time around they're taking it to Helsinki in Finland, which is a Schengen country, of course. So the International Council of Nurses and the Finnish Association of Nurses, the Finnish Nurses Association, that's the FNA, yeah, correct. So they are co-hosting this 30th International Congress from the 9th to the 13th of June, 2025. So, and the theme for this Congress is Nothing Power to Change the World. That's the theme for this next year conference. So the conference will be held at the, oh God, forgive me, Finnish people, forgive me, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think they said, let me pronounce it in English, Mesukeskus Event Center. And that's their convention center in Finland. So yeah, so this is like the summary of it, but more information is found on the ICN website.
Okay. So I guess I should be open about this. Yes, I attended the ICN conference in Singapore, and it held for a week.
Yeah.
So it was actually pretty interesting right from arrival to
Mm-hmm.
the conference itself. That was my first time meeting the American Nurses Association president, and that guy is actually very tall. So
Tall.
I had to tell him, yeah, it's pretty tall. I had to tell him that I need to take a few steps back so I can see his face because I actually did not want to have a crick in my neck looking up at him this way. So I had to take the steps back just to talk around with him. And it was actually very interesting. Yeah, we went, not a whole group, we went with different persons. We met the then NAM president, before
Oh,
Nachi, and the Nigerian contingent of nurses. And it was actually very interesting. So I wasn't opportune to go for the Canada one, but it was very nice that Nursing World actually got nurses together, 21 nurses together to go
yeah.
for that.
This time we're hoping to get more because we had so many other countries come in their numbers. Well, Nigeria, we had so many visa restrictions from other groups. So we didn't have that number that other countries came in. The numbers were large for other countries. Because I remember an Asian country, I'm sure there were more than 60. There were more than 60, and they came in their native attire looking so gorgeous and very colorful. So we hope to achieve something like that this year. We didn't do that last year in Canada, but for Finland, we hope to achieve something like that.
Okay, nice to know. Thank you so much for that. Now, the main bone of contention that most persons are actually here to know is, what is the registration fee? It's all about money right now. What is the registration fee, and how will people register if they want to attend the conference?
I wish I could say it's free, but it's not. So, so the registration fee for the conference is €660. So a lot of people have been chatting me, asking me for the Naira conversion. Because of the fluctuation of Naira, I don't want to give that Naira conversion, because somebody may stumble on a video one day and the person will be like, oh, but you said it's 2 Naira, and I want to pay 2 Naira, you're not telling me it's 5 Naira. Forgetting that, I think we're at 1,750 today, right? If that's correct.
Yeah,
So in another few days, it could be less, it could be more. So I'm just going to give you the euro price and possibly the USD price. So you just multiply that by our current exchange rate. So that's the Naira rate. So the euro price is €660 or 711.74 USD. Yes. So
you definitely have to add that point, because that point 0.075 actually makes a difference.
Yes. So that's the conference registration fee. But for students, it's €265. So students really have a discounted price. So it's €265 for students, or 200.
Could you repeat that again? For
student registration fee.
Student registration is 200, and that's a difference of over 400 or 500.
Exactly, that's how it is on their website. So it's €265 or 285.76 USD. But for students, and first of all, let me say that this is for early bird registration. So, and it ends 28th of February. So at 28th of February, the standard rate applies, which is about €815. And I don't think anybody wants to get to standard rate, because already 660 is looking very big. So, nobody wants to pay 815. So let's just make use of this opportunity. Use the early bird registration. That would be better. So for the visa, yes, we encourage the group registration, just like we did in Canada. So it even helps to increase our chances of getting a visa. Like I remember in Canada, ICN sent there was a code. What did they even call that code? Kind of a special code to the IRCC. So they knew there was an event. Okay, because even on our landing in Canada, there was the stand. An ICN person was there who welcomed us warmly, even gave us a map, told us how to go around Canada. So they knew we were coming. So I don't know, I didn't search that up, but I believe there's also a code or a notification to the embassy that such an event is taking place.
Yeah.
So,
so your advice is come as a group than going as a person.
Yes. The group really, with a group at least, we have higher chances of successful visa application. Yes. So so once we have interested candidates, we can send group registration interest to ICN, and they will invoice us the registration fees. Yeah, which are the fees I just stated. So I also want to mention for students, you not just saying you're a student, you have to come with your valid student ID card and your admission letter. So these are the papers you have to show the student status. Yes.
So let me get that right. As a student, even if you want to use that 200 plus, so you need your student, ID card.
Yes.
Oh, valid.
And your admission letter, your student admission letter.
Okay, so valid. So it's not like you are
so you don't
graduating.
Maybe you were a student like 10 years ago, and then you come with this. you come with your status of 10 years ago, and you're claiming to be a student. No, that won't work.
Okay, so valid student ID card. Someone is asking, what about the fresh graduates? So your ID card will definitely not be valid.
So definitely, because I'm sure there's an expiration card, except you're lucky and then I don't know
It's
what
still
happens if not, because they're definitely going to look at the expiration date. So that one is going to give you out, yeah.
yeah. So it must be valid, and you
Yes,
still
it
have
must
your
be
admission.
valid. Yes.
Okay. So students have a higher possibility of going because the funds are lower. So
Yes.
do you think it involves undergraduate or postgraduate students? Is it any student?
Any student is student.
Oh,
Or a
student
student
is
or
student. Grace, Lola, I hope that answers your question. Please, if you have any questions, you can pop it in. I'll ask at the same time as we're discussing. Yeah, sorry. Looks like I missed someone's question. Let me just confirm. Oh, Casey is just saying, good to meet you. Um,
thank you.
okay, so that's the other question I've received. Okay, so moving on. Now, you mentioned the amounts for registered nurses or midwives who want to attend. You mentioned the amount for student nurses and student midwives who want to attend. They must have their valid ID card and admission letters. Now, what happens? You mentioned, like you previously mentioned, you had a 98% positive response for the Canada visa. Now, what
Yeah.
happened to the other percentage that did not get?
The other percentage that didn't get the
Yeah,
visa.
yeah.
So there's actually a money back guarantee. So because
Okay.
we're the ones that processed that visa for them, so we were in contact with ICN and they refunded their money. So yes,
Oh,
there's a money back guarantee. Yes, they did. There's a cancellation policy stated on the website. Okay, the policy states that last day was different. This year, I don't know, they got it twisted somehow, but it's all the same. So this year they said that tickets purchased on or before January 1st is that you're eligible for a refund. However, it's partial, not like partial, but they are going to remove their processing, what they call it, credit card processing fee. So whatever, so let's assume you pay 660 euros and the processing fee, credit card processing fee is 2 euros. So you're getting 558 euros. So that's your refund.
well, that's actually a negligible amount, so
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
bad.
yeah. Then after 31st of January, your oh god, I hope I'm not having a battery. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, so while she's getting her wires together, so what she just said is for a tendency of not getting a visa, if you apply, there's the money back guarantee from the ICN. And for those who didn't get the visas for the Canada and the group, when they made the group payment, they did get their refunds from the ICN and they were able to process it and refund the persons back their cash. Okay,
Yes.
so definitely
So
that means
for this time I'll mention that the money back is conditional. Yes. The request after 31st of January will only be refunded on specific conditions. And these are unavoidable emergencies. So the conditions include health-related reasons, visa-related outcomes like visa denial, bereavement, that's loss of the loved one, natural disaster, and government travel restrictions. Yes, so these are the conditions. So they said delegates must provide documentation to support their inability to attend the conference. So then the refund will be handled on case-by-case basis. So it's not like, because I think somehow the belief that people just wanted to use them to get, especially for Canada, people just wanted to use them to get a visa to Canada, and then they called to cancel after they must have gotten a visa. So for you to request for refunds, then you must have a reason. So you must provide a documentation showing why you are not attending the conference, and it has to be one of these listed conditions that are stated on their website.
Oh, so you must have a valid reason before
Yes.
you refund after 31st.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow, that's That's actually tough. That's almost like doing NYSC when you want to say, okay, you're not going to a particular state, and they say, okay, what's the reason why you don't want to go?
Exactly.
Okay. So we've talked about money. We've talked about getting back your application funds if you apply. And there's another question I wanted to ask. What's the process for visa application? And how much is it? Any idea?
Okay, so once we've paid because we've received our group invitation letter, because after payment, the ICN sends you the invitation letter, which is key to the application. Because if you don't get the invitation letter, what would you tell the Schengen or Finland that you're coming to do in Finland? So after we've paid, we've received our group invitation letter, we proceed to apply for a visa. So we would initiate the process of group visa application. So I can only list some of the documents to be needing from the applicants to include your personal details, travel document details, proof of funds, maybe travel medical insurance, etc. And the fee, like you asked, is 110 euros.
Okay.
110.
So do you do the registration for them, or they do it themselves and send you any paperwork?
It's up to them. It's on request. If they want to do it themselves, like people who do this in Canada, it's okay. If they want us to do for them, we are available to do that.
Okay. So that's actually good. Is that the standard fee for the organization, or
the 110? It's just for the visa application fee is 90, and then there's a service fee of 20, so that's the 110. So that's for the visa application, just for visa application.
Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear so they don't think that it's you guys asking for the money.
No,
the visa.
No.
Okay, so just hope if anyone has any question, once again, please do throw it in. Now I know that last 2 years for the Canada trip, because you had the group application and you guys got the group visa and everything, did people go together, or people decided to go on their own and some people decided to go as a group? What's the arrangement for flights and what's the arrangement for accommodation? Because to be honest, the ICN Congress in Singapore, we actually shared rooms, and it actually saved us costs, because taking a personal room is actually adding to your cost. But we had 3 guys sharing a room with 2 beds. You had the ladies sharing a room with 2 beds, and just 2 persons in a room, or 3 persons with 3 beds in a room. That's how we were able to cut down the cost. So I'm pretty sure that's what you guys did in Canada. But what's the process now? What's the arrangement for flights?
Yeah, so the same thing in Canada, just 1 or 2 improvements. So like you said, yes, in Canada we shared rooms. So yes, but here we have a listen. In Canada we just had 1 hotel option for everybody. But this time around, we have various options, ranging from shared apartments to standard hotels and then premium hotels. So you get to choose which one you want. So we also offer cheap accommodations. Yeah, of course, the rates that we have, I don't think they can get to themselves. So if you want a shared apartment, the minimum we have is $297 for an average of 9 nights. If you want a standard, 9. If you want a standard hotel, we have a minimum of $693, and then for premium hotel, we have a minimum of $875.
So definitely, I'm sharing with 2 people. If I'm doing it, I'm not paying that by myself.
We have some 1 or 2 persons that said, no, I don't want to share a room. I just want a room to myself. And we made that available for them. It's up to you. Yes.
Yeah.
And for the flights, we have flights as of today. I don't know how much it will be tomorrow because it keeps changing. So today we have flights at 780.22 USD. Today. And you know
Is
we're
that
not
going and coming back?
sorry?
Is that going and coming back or just going?
Yeah, that's the return tickets, yes.
Oh, that's
980.
okay.
Yes, yes. So I don't know what like we can book the flight today. I don't know what it's going to be. We can't even book the flight until we get a visa. So I don't know what it's going to be like in the next a couple of months or weeks, depending on when we book it. So that's what I'm saying today is 780.22 US dollars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay. I know it's
exchange rate is not helping.
the exchange rate's not helping. It's actually a very good thing if you can actually get some stamps on your passports that show that okay, you're going to different countries and coming back, and it's not like you're going to disappear when you get there. That actually improves your chances of getting a visa if it shows that you've actually traveled. For those who have Virgin passports, you can still get out, you can still get there wherever you're going. So far you've paid, you have your invitation, you're definitely going to go for your program and you're going to come back. Okay, so now you're giving us the price for the flights, you've given us the price for the hotel shared apartment, but if you want to stay by yourself, that option is open. If you want to travel on your own, that option is also open. Now, can you give me or can you give us here a baseline or an estimate of what you advise anyone to do with or to have at hand if they want to attend this?
Conference. Okay. So the budget for the trip is 1,807 euros.
Hold on, let me just get it. I'm just typing it out as you're saying. So that's budget for the trip.
It's 1,807 euros.
1,800, 1,000.
Then for students, it's 1,413 euros.
Okay, 1,807 euros. That's for registered persons.
Yes, that's for people paying the 660. Yeah, that's it. And yes, then I also want to mention that this rate here, I'll call it an estimate, was done using the cheapest apartments. That's what yeah, the cheapest. So yeah, so okay. Well, it's not time yet. So this cheapest apartment and the ones following it, I know everybody would want to key into this one, but it's going to come on a first come. We're going to give out on a first come, first served basis, right? And before then, we'll show pictures of all the accommodation options to everybody, so at least you're making an informed choice. So you look at the rooms and find which one is comfortable enough for you. So yeah, so this budget is for the shared apartments. Because okay, let me just leave that. So the shared apartments, there is no breakfast though. I hope they know there is no breakfast. So people who want bed and breakfast should go for standard hotel or premium hotel. So for the standard hotel, the budget or estimate is about 2,337 USD.
No, we'll go with the first one.
Some people like their breakfast, and going to a country that you do not know, you don't even know what to cook. I'm going to keep cooking noodles. So some people just want to just lie down on the bed and then go for your breakfast, and yeah. So well, the apartments are really very comfortable. So if you don't mind cooking your meal, that's fine. So well, the options are there for everybody. So we just try to get something to just accommodate everybody's budget, whether low, average, or high. So we have something for everybody.
Yeah, but to anyone listening, just in case you're like me and you can go 010, when you go for the conference, there's actually food there waiting for you. So ICN always provides food. As you're entering, you have your tickets for the day or tickets for the week.
Are you sure that with my friends, I don't know how you people did it in Singapore. I didn't go to Singapore, but Canada, I remember when I went for the CNMF conference in London, the food was something I couldn't wait to go to the next day just because of the food. But the ICN, I don't know, theirs is a bit different. So they have this package food of different, all those plates that have 10 partitions. This one is here, this one is there, this one is there. So if you are not somebody that likes such, carry your food and be going.
Yeah, although the hotel that we got for Singapore, because we have to leave early, it was buffet
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah. Yes.
So you can either go for that or you just leave early to go for the conference. So most of our fellow Nigerians, we actually managed and got into the buffet. And the problem was the buffet opens at a particular time. So you have to be there to make sure you get some breakfast before you leave. And we're able to work with that. But again, like you said, it all depends on what you can manage. You can decide you want to save funds to skip the bed and breakfast, or if you have the funds, you go for the breakfast and everything's still in price. Again, like you said, it depends on your pockets and what you're prepared to spend. Now, I know the ICN conference is like a week long, and I don't know what you did during your conference in Canada, but were you able to move around during the conference period, or it was just go to Canada, go to conference, go back to your hotel, sleep, wake up, go back to conference, sleep, or was there any plan about having any fun in between?
I can't remember their names, but we did. So this time around, we are still doing something different. It's optional. So it's going to be made available on request. So people who want the tours, somehow they will have to indicate interest for us to include them in the tours. So I'm not going to force it down on their tours, but I'll let them know the available tours. And if you want it, we bring you in. So yes, there'll be tours.
Yeah, because I know why I'm asking, because when we went for the Singapore trip, it was quite interesting. We had to go for the we went for the conference. We went for tours. Went to I can name a few places. We went to Gardens by the Bay. Went to Sentosa, which was actually very beautiful, and that was the first time I've ever been to somewhere like that. And the most interesting one was when we went for the aquarium. And we know we have fishes in Nigeria, we have everything, but when you go to the aquarium, it's actually beautiful.
All I have is cumbia and small shark.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, we went for the conference, but we still had fun in between.
Yes.
And Universal
Studios. And that's what it should be. That's the fun of it. Yes, we will have to go there. Yes, the educational purpose is there, but then you're in a strange country. Explore the country, find out what's around there. Something you need to tell people about where you went to. So yes, of course, you should go around.
So is there going to be an option for that?
Yeah, sure. We are working on it. Yes.
So that's nice to know. So anyone who decides to attend, anyone who wants to reach out, and just have it in mind that you don't have to just go there and the conference throughout. You actually could have a scheduled time to go have fun, to go look around, to go take pictures, just explore the sights and sounds of the country you are in, and go back to your conference. You don't have to be staying at the conference 24/7, and you just have a good time. So we've talked about a lot of things. We've talked about how nurses have been able to go to ICN conferences in 2 different countries now, and this would be the 3rd one. In your opinion, what are the benefits of attending such a conference?
Okay. There are so many benefits. One, I'll start with networking opportunity. Okay, so here, you have the opportunity to meet new people, share new ideas, build connections, which can help in your career, right? So I remember the exhibition hall in Canada. There were two I stand right. There are two stands. So there was this stand for New Brunswick, which they advertising about. I think the advert was on employment in New Brunswick or hospitals in New Brunswick. So a lot of people were on that stand trying to find out how to get employment in New Brunswick. And there was another one for British Columbia. So this is an opportunity for you to go there, find out how you can even get employment somewhere else. That's what you want. So yeah, so that's one. Two is also it benefits individuals looking to activate their passport or improve their travel history. At least, yeah. So that's another one. But a third one could be a platform. It's a platform to gain knowledge, acquire new skills, connections that can help you move forward in your job, open new jobs, open doors to new opportunities. I can go on and on. So for people who are privileged to work in an organization that sponsor them in events, they can take advantage of this. Yeah, which can also help them in their professional growth. So yeah, I remember even in Canada, I remember some people that traveled to Canada, met employers, then they came back to Nigeria. I remember one or two people came back to Nigeria, did the necessary paperwork, and today they are residents in Canada. So it's a place you just need to come and meet people. You never know how your life will turn out after that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely true. I think one of the things we have to understand as nurses and as Nigerians is when you go to places like that, it's always best to interact. You don't have to
Just
say, okay, we can sit at a spot. You have to actually interact with people. You have to interact with various. When I was in Singapore, there's a guy I met in the conference hall, and till today we still chat on Instagram because I collected his contact.
Yeah.
And we always talk about different things that are happening. He called me when he finally got married in Singapore. He put on his Instagram live for me when they were doing a naming ceremony for his son, and I was watching, and I made a connection.
Yes.
I made other connections in terms of youth and schools, and I tried to use it, and it still worked. So it's something that.
Yes, I even met a lady, an Asian lady. She was so nice. She told me she's Asian, but she's an American citizen. So as we got talking, she said, "Have you been to the US before?" I was like, "No." She said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll invite you." And I thought she was playing. So she chatted me up one day and said, "When are you coming to the US?" I was like, "What? I don't even have anything to come to in the US right now." She said, "Don't worry, just come." She stayed somewhere. She said she stays in Michigan. But I know she drafted me an invitation letter. I said, like seriously. So yes, you come and meet people. They really have there are nice people around. Don't just sit at a place and expect wonders to happen. Just move around. Yeah, so it's a great opportunity actually.
Okay. So thank you very much. If anyone wants to join, if you have any questions, now is the time you can ask your question. Show them in. What would you like to know? Is something that wasn't made clear? You can request to get clarification on it. Whatever you feel you might need to know better. If you want to join, you can request to join also, and I'll put you in, and you talk directly to Flora and get your questions asked or answered. Sorry. Let's see if I have any. Okay, just scanning through. Okay, just a recap for those who are joining us. We're talking about the sequence on application process of how to get to Helsinki for the ICN conference holding next year. We've talked about the funds, the necessary funds that you might want to have at hand. We've talked about the process of application. We've talked about going as a group as compared to applying yourself. Yeah, the NAM also released a memo on those who want to use the NAM route to travel. You can also use that route if you want to. But
Yeah.
this Instagram Live is actually to give clarifications and any questions that you might have, or what process you might want to go through and how to do it. The funds, how much you have to pay is actually clear, what you expected to do, what you expected not to do. And that's actually what we talked about today. So I've gone through, I've answered the questions for people that asked. Again, clarifications, student nurses, student midwives who want to join is quite cheaper for you than for every other person, but you must have a valid ID card and you must present your admission letter also. So, Florence, thank you very much for joining us today. Do you have any other words to give, any advice to tell anyone who is currently joining us today? Before we close for the evening. We scheduled 1 hour and we're just about hitting the 1 hour mark.
Okay. So I'll say things I want to highlight here is to make use of this opportunity. Don't wait to use the standard rate. Oh, the extra money there is even choking me. So try to use the early bird registration, and see you in Finland. Yeah, see you in Finland.
Thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who joined. Thank you to everyone who stayed throughout the chat. Thank you for listening. And I hope you have a very good evening.